Hello everybody, my name is Anubis. I hope you're all doing well. This is a little bit different. I don't know if this is gonna be like a separate video or if this will be an add-on to the last video. Uh, but I wanted to sit down and just kind of go over some stuff. We're not gonna play anything. You can. All we're gonna do is just go through some plans for the future, talk about what's going on with the factory right now. We're just gonna have a little chat. That's all. I'm not gonna play anything. I'm not gonna do anything. So if you don't want to hear plans, you just want to get right back to the videos. The next video in the playlist, 51, that will be the next video where we play. So if you don't care about plans or anything like that, you just want to see what happens, skip this, go to the next video. It's all good. But I wanted to sit down and talk about the factory because boy do we have some problems. We need to really change how we approach, or I shouldn't say we, I need to change how I approach this game because right up until this point, I've kind of been playing it with kind of with the attitude of like, okay, what do we need? What's the like one thing that we need right now? How do we make that? Okay, put down this machine. All right, how do we get this machine to work? Bring stuff from here, bring stuff from here, bring stuff from here. We get it to work, but it's not good. It just works. And I think now having played this game for a while. Yeah, let me turn that. Hold on, let me turn this volume down just a tad. Having played this game for a while, I'm starting to get a feel for how this game is kind of supposed to be approached, or how I would like to approach this game at least. So that's what I wanted to talk about. So, as I said, so far we've had like a pretty lackadaisical approach to stuff. That's gotta stop. When we come back, episode 51, we're going to... I've already taken a little bit of time here. I got a couple pages in this notepad here. I got a few plans, a couple things written down, a couple different ideas, that kind of thing. But one of the main things that I had was this. Which this is a... How would you say? This is like our architecture plans. So this is how we are going to do this factory. Now, there's a lot. There's a lot that is going to change. The way that we have things set up now is very all over the place. We have, like I said, I'm not going to open up the game at all. But we have like advanced circuits are a perfect example of something that, yeah, they work. We get them everywhere we need them. We're making them, reasonably at a decent pace. But we're making them in like 3 different places. And there's no reason for that. We need to change that. We need to get those all centralized into one area. And then it needs to have enough room and space to get out of that area and go off to where it needs to be quickly and efficiently so that we can start making more shit. We don't need stuff sitting around on belts waiting to be used. That is not helping us one bit. All that's going to do is it just takes up space. And plus now we've produced all of these parts that we don't even really need. I mean, yeah, we will use them eventually, sure. And don't get me wrong, like we're not going to be running at like a 1-to-1 ratio on everything. But right now, I mean, it's like not even... It's not okay. What we have set up is not okay. I don't feel good about it. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it exactly. But especially after episode 50, which if you haven't watched episode 50 yet, I complained quite a bit about trains. Trains are one of the biggest problems. I would say If there's one thing that we have to figure out what we're going to do about, it's the trains. So, what is the plan for the trains? I'm glad you asked. So initially, well, first of all, anything that we don't need a train for, we are not using a train for. We are going to use as few trains as possible. And the lines of trains that we do have, that we do need, are going to be as simple as possible. It's going to have one train. It's going to be a full loop. It's not going to be go this way and then go back the same way on the same track. No, because I I'll just take it. I'll just say, you know what? I'm too stupid. I can't figure it out. Fine. Whatever. But I can figure something else out. So, we'll figure something else out. And what do you think it is that we might do? Well, a couple different ideas. First thing, like I said, just hey, if we got to use trains, keep it simple. Keep it really, really simple. The other thing is the factory doesn't have to be a small, contained thing necessarily. It can grow and sprawl and expand. And our walls, I mean, yes, the factory is big, but there's not actually any room in there. It really needs to be a lot bigger, or at the very least, we need to start using some of the space that we have inside of the walls that doesn't have anything there. And we also, I think, will want to try to suck up a lot of the land around us and just turn it into factory or parking lot type thing, something like that. And that's the other thing. So that's the other part of the plan is as we expand the factory, which in while we're doing that, we're going to very, very heavily rework the layout of the factory completely. One of the biggest things that we're going to have moving forward is rooms. We're going to have rooms. We're going to have real here. We're going to have a real. Here is the building, the room that this thing is made in. It comes in here, it gets made, and then it leaves this room. I want that. I want that for pretty much everything. And in doing that, as we add more rooms, because I don't want anything to be cramped. I don't want anything to be crowded. I want plenty of space for stuff to run and so that it's very easy for me to look at and say, okay, here's what's happening. Here's how this is working. Because one of the things today, and this has happened a couple of times, but I really noticed it today, was I was working on the area down by where the steel belts go into those barrels that we don't use. And I was just looking at it and I was like, why is this like this? Why did I do this like this? It's so messy, it's so confusing, it's so hard to look at. And it really makes me not want to work on anything. So let's clean the factory up. A lot of that too will also involve floors. Gonna start really getting floors. I haven't messed with that at all. But the other thing with that is floors actually increase our movement speed. So really, they're worth having. They're worth making. And I've totally, completely neglected floors. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Let's see what else I got here. So, yeah, I just want to make it more of like, here's our building. Here's our compound. It is totally walled in. It's all concrete or stone flooring or something. We've got like a parking lot. We've got cars. And I want shit organized. I don't want messes. I don't want stuff that I don't know where it goes or where I get the parts from. Everything moving forward, every piece of iron that comes into this factory, every piece of iron ore that comes into this factory, I want to know where it goes. Exactly. I want to know what it turns into and how it's used. I want to know exactly how this factory runs. Because right now, I might have built this thing. I don't really know how this runs. It's kind of gotten out of my control. I built a really hungry beast with a totally insatiable appetite for iron and copper and oil, and I can't really feed it properly. So we definitely need to figure out how we're gonna feed this thing. Um, so anyway, I don't know if this will be a separate video or if it will be like a little add-on to the to episode 50. I'm looking at the time here. I'm thinking this might be its own little thing. But yeah, that's it. Short video, short and sweet. This will be like 50, uh, episode 50 part 2 kind of thing. So anyway, yeah, I just want to talk about this because I just spent a little time after episode 50, like I said, making some plans. So I don't want anybody to be sitting there watching and being like, man, this guy's fucked. He doesn't know what he's doing. Because you're right. You're right. Up until now. And granted, I still don't like know what I'm doing. I'm very much still learning this game. I am new to this game. But I've learned a lot. And I want to take what I've learned and adjust how I play this game so that we can get some much better results moving forward. So, anyway, the point of all this is for you as well as mostly for me, don't despair. And don't worry, Factorio's not going anywhere. I can get frustrated with this game. This game's not going anywhere. We're going to finish it. The factory that we have, we're going to keep playing the same save file. We're not starting over. We're not doing anything, we're not doing any of that. We're going to finish this. We're going to see it through to the end. Again, I think I said something pretty similar in the episode. We made our bed, and now we're going to sleep in it. But let's try to make it a little bit better from where we're at. Right now, we have a very messy bed, and we need to organize it, and then I won't mind sleeping in it as much, basically. I guess is a good little, allegory, metaphor, whatever for this whole thing. So, but yeah, to the factory. I mean, if it wasn't so messy and confusing, I wouldn't really mind. Like, I like this game. I want to make that very clear because I complained a lot in episode 50. I really enjoy Factorio. I think it has a lot to offer. I think it has a lot of very cool things in it, and it definitely. I like these like factory games and stuff, so it definitely scratches that itch. So I'm not done with Factorio. I'm just a little frustrated with it right now. That's all. So come back tomorrow. It'll be episode 51, and the other thing with that is for a little while now. I think part of the reason I've been so lackadaisical about stuff is because I really thought we were close to the end of this game. So I was like, all right, we just got like a few more things to do, whatever. We're almost there. We'll finish it up. And then, if everything's not perfect, whatever. I don't think we're anywhere near being done with this game. And is, for all intents and purposes, for building our factory moving forward, this game is far from over. And we are either going to leave this planet or take it over. One or the other. Probably leave it. But in the meantime, we're going to take over as much of it as we can. Because that's the other thing. So far, I've kind of just been, sticking to what we've got. And, the factory needs to get bigger. We need more. We need more stuff, more things being produced, more science, more everything. If we actually want any sort of shot of getting off of this planet, beating the game. So, I think that's pretty much everything I have to say. I think anything I say now will probably just be repeating myself. So, tomorrow, episode 51 will be coming out, and we are going to be coming into Factorio episode 51 with a very, very different approach. So, I think this is a good time. I think it's episode 50, and it's a good time to really, really take stock of where we're at, because I don't think we are nearly as close to being finished with this game as I thought we were. I think we have a lot of game left. A lot of game. So let's get into it tomorrow, and we'll get a lot done. We'll change a lot. We'll get our factory looking. We'll start to get our factory looking a lot better because I know you can't see these drawings, these notes or anything, but there is a lot. Basically, I would really honestly just say everything is going to change. We're not starting from scratch. We still have a lot of stuff, which is great. But as far as layout is concerned and the way that we do things, the way that we were doing it up through, from episode 1 to episode 50 is done. We're not doing it that way anymore. From episode 51 until the end of the game, whenever that is, we are taking a very, very different approach. So, I hope you guys are excited. I hope you're ready. Tomorrow, we will be back with more Factorio and with a new, fresh vigor to take this game on. So, with all that said, thank you guys very much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I really hope that you've been enjoying Factorio so far. I really hope you're looking forward to what is coming up. I am very much looking forward to what is coming up. So, with all of that said, thank you guys very, very much for watching this video, any other videos. I always really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you tomorrow for more Factorio. Goodbye.